I'm glad that you started with technology and how it is very male dominated because, yes, I come from that world. And if I see whether in my university or in many companies that I have worked for, I think 15%, I would say 15% would have been women, but not more than that, sometimes even lower. And we don't realize, especially as men, we don't realize that how much of what we have designed, like not just the physical spaces, but the way we talk. And you gave an example of just changing the language increased women participants or women applicants. As men, we don't realize that how much of our environment that we have created is alienating almost half of our population. Can you share a little bit, and I'm going to ask you a personal question here. Can you share a little bit, how does it feel like to be a woman in a room or in an environment, in an ecosystem where you see all men around you? Especially as you go higher up, especially if you go in leadership positions in power, in places of power. How does it feel like really? What are the challenges that creates for women? Not just in the interactions, but also internally, right? In the mental health space. Can you share a little bit about that?
First, I think I just want to start off by saying that I don't personally experience any form of direct sexism, but I think in every person, we are over like AI models. We have collected a lot of historical data of how we process and perceive a woman. And it's not from bad intentions, but you do have seen the woman as someone that was at home, someone that has been a bit more submissive. And it's something that has continuously preyed into everyday life. The fact that Alexa is a female voice, that Siri is the female voice, that the Google Maps voice is female, all of this submissive elements to the woman contributes to you seeing a woman as something a bit more submissive. And it's not bad intention, it's just that we have been constructed to see that. And you can see it also in how we build out our AI models. If you look at Google Translate, in some more gender neutral languages, it can translate between she is an engineer and he is a man that stays at home. Google Translate, if you have to translate that sentence from that language into English, will change up the pronouns and put she is a housewife and he is an engineer because we have gender bias. And you can also see it in like financial systems, how a woman will have a lesser of a probability to get loans because historically women did not get loans. It was the husband that went to get it or the dad, or it's always been the man that was in power. And we're getting out of this. We've always, I don't know if you read the book Invisible Woman, and if not, you should totally read it. But it's going into all of these data, like all the gender bias in the data has been there forever. If you look at how cars were built for men, so as a woman, a seatbelt would not protect you to the same degree. And all of these small elements have constructed our idea of a woman. And so even though my colleagues have no intention of being sexist towards me, there is still elements of them seeing, oh, a woman that's strongly keeping eye contact, that is able to communicate very strongly, and that is able to take leadership roles and not be scared off by a man trying to speak a bit louder in the room. That is seen as intimidating and intense for them because they're not used to it. A woman that doesn't want to be bubbly, smile at all times, and just want to get stuff done, just want to get her message across without being charming, but just want to be effective and be seen as a very serious person, is not always well received. And more women are working and more women are taking into leadership positions will not be an easy transition. And a lot of men are welcoming to it and some are less welcoming to it. But that's part of the journey.
Yes, and I love how you are smiling while sharing that journey, which I know can be very intimidating and it requires courage to really break those barriers. And yes, as you said, many of them are unintentional. It's not like everything is intentionally male-dominated. It's just a way it is. And then the norm continues. We don't challenge it. So what is the message that you would like to give to a woman who is feeling intimidated or who wants to be her own self, but the environment around her doesn't accept that, because it does require courage? Or maybe share an example from your life of how have you handled that?
I would say apologetically be yourself, because I think confidence comes a lot from within. And if you strongly believe that you are being your best self, and at the same time also allow room for constructive criticism, it's filtering out like, this is something that will not benefit me as a person, and I will not take it in and let it affect me, because I cannot dictate what other people will say to me. I cannot dictate how people feel about me, but I can dictate how I react to it. And that's also why I appreciated you said I was smiling, because for me, I don't think it badly, because I know that you're not doing it badly. And even if you try to be mean, I will not take it with me, because I know who I am and I know what I want to do. So I don't think it's worth getting personal by these elements, and just take it a little bit with a smile and be like, I know who I am, and I know what I want to accept as criticism and what I want to accept as comments, and everything else I will reject. And be very confident in this, because you can control how things affect you. You can control what you want to hear. And if it doesn't serve your purpose, if it doesn't serve your growth, it's not worth putting your energy in. I really value my time and how my brain, how my emotions are affected. And I don't want any negative, unnecessary criticism come to me. The fact that I'm a woman, I will never be able to change that. And if I don't accept and fully feel confident in this constant and say, I am a woman and I cannot change that, but I'll confidently be a woman and I'll do my best within that and accept all criticism related to how I can improve as a human, then I can prosper better than saying, hey, every time someone is a bit intimidated by me being a woman, or the way I wear my makeup, or the way I dress myself, then I will just be worried about way too many things that really doesn't contribute to anything. Because me being a leader or me being a technologist shouldn't have anything to do with if I wear lipstick, if I wear perfume, if I have long hair or short hair, to wear a dress or pants. I wouldn't care if you're wearing a green shirt or a blue shirt. Why does it matter if a woman is wearing a dress or pants? And when we put it to this, like, I can logically say that it doesn't contribute to any constructive conversation, then I reject it.